we're going to open up again with just a brief statement from Coach, talking about Sunday's win, and then talking a little bit about Arkansas.
Yeah, really proud of our team for going on the road and beating a really good Mississippi State team. It was a big win for us. We scored consistently throughout the game, but our fourth quarter defense holding them to 15 at that point was, to me, the difference in the game. So I was proud of our team for stepping up defensively and, just continuing to battle and make big plays throughout the game. Hopefully we can build on that and carry some momentum going into the next game. Obviously, second time around playing Arkansas, I don't think we saw their best. I think they're playing much better now. I think shooting the ball really well in the last 3 games. So we think they have really grown as a team. And at their place, we don't expect it to be an easy game. We think it's going to be a really difficult game. And, I think one, as coaches, you don't want human nature to set in and just, have your players just, even if it's subconsciously, go out there and think they've got it, because that's not the case. But hopefully we can also have some confidence as well. So we've got to find that balance this week as we prepare.
Kellie, as you've seen the wins stack here now, have you felt the confidence, maybe in this group growing as you start to stack those wins?
Our players have been so consistent. They don't really vary their emotional state too much. They're not too high or too low, win or lose, which is honestly what I asked for at the beginning of the season. So they're not riding a high. They come back every day about the same team, and I think it actually helps us do our job because they're pretty consistent in showing up.
Coach, you got it a little bit in your open there, but just in general, what's the challenge of scheming for a team the second time around?
Well, I think a very broad summary in those situations, one team is going to want to make a lot of adjustments. The other team's not going to want to make a lot of adjustments, and I think you have to account for that. So, if it worked, why change? They're definitely going to. So I think sometimes in your preparation, I think the team that had the loss the first time around has a little bit better psyche going into the second game, because I think they've got a little bit more to work with in terms of their preparation.
You all matched the win total from last season. Does that mean anything to you?
I want our players to find success. I want them to experience more. I want them to experience wins and big wins, and so I don't necessarily look at it as we matched last season. I look at it as I just want our players to find the joy in winning and having that opportunity for joy. And they're all a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal to get a win. So it's probably more that than really year-to-year comparisons.
Last week, you talked a little bit about what you were hoping to see from the bye week, or just taking that little bit of extra time. Do you feel like you got what you were looking for?
Yes. I think the bye week was critical for us. I said it in the post game at Mississippi State. They were coming off an emotional win on the road, probably a very physical game against Tennessee, and we were watching the game from the comfort of our home. So I think that bye week helped us. I thought we had a lot of energy in the game, you always question your decisions as a coach, whether they're the right decisions. I think we were spot on in the number of practices we had versus the number of days off we had that week.
You mentioned that week you wanted to take the chance to look inward and not just focus on the opponents as you guys do week in, week out. What did you notice, I guess, when everyone kind of had that opportunity to look inward in that week?
Yeah, we were able to clean up a few things. We were able to focus. I say clean up. I don't know that they were all cleanups, but we focused on a few areas, rebounding being one of them, that we just needed to work on, period. We tried to, take advantage of the rest, like I mentioned, but also one practice we were able to just let them play a little bit, and I thought that was really good for us.
The win on Sundays, I don't know if it's kept a lot of stuff on the table or put stuff on the table, but it's really kept the bigger picture goals kind of in focus here. How do you approach another big week here? How do you approach that when that is all still here on the table in February?
Yeah, you know, man, we're trying to keep our team extremely motivated, inspired, trying to keep them competitive. As coaches, you know, we'll be creative, try to figure out ways to do that. In the past we've shown videos and tried to be creative in that way. I think our practices have to be intense. They may not be very long right now. We're February now, so you've really got to be mindful of their bodies, but they've got to be intense. And I think that's important as we go through February. And then our preparation, and our preparation has to be great. It really does. I think that gives our players confidence.
The emergence of Sanaya Tyler over the past, few games here, what has she just brought to this team this past few games?
Yeah, Sanaya Tyler's strength is for us has been on the defensive end, and I think here recently she's been really steady offensively, which has given us an opportunity to move Shannon to the wing some and keep Sanaya on the court for defensive purposes. So it's been great for our team. We've had more depth at the perimeter the last few games because of her consistent play, and really excited for her. I think she's feeling good about things. I came into the office this morning and she's out shooting, so I think she's feeling good about her contributions and what this team can do.
Maybe still a little early, but since you had the bye week, when do you start in your workflow having conversations with players about coming back for next year and that element?
That's a good question. As we start to live this life, we haven't yet, and I think every sport's a little different. I think for us, this team and now is the most important thing. And since they moved the transfer portal date back, it gives us some time after the season to be able to have those conversations. So fortunately for me, I can just really focus in on this team and not jump ahead. I'm not saying that won't change in future years, but I think that's going to be the philosophy right now.
What worries you the most about Arkansas?
Well, they're playing much better now than they played when the first time we played them. So offensively, they're shooting the ball well, and that worries me. Any team that can score is dangerous. So it puts pressure on not just our defense but our offense when they are scoring. So we're gonna try to prepare for a team that maybe looks a little bit different, and we got to convince our team that we're not just saying those things. Hopefully we've got the stats behind it that they believe us, and I think they believed us all year. And that's one thing I've always told them: we're going to be honest with you. So I'm not going to tell you something that's not true just to get you to play hard. I'm always going to tell you the truth. And so hopefully they will hear it and understand it, and have a little edge going in.
As Arkansas plans for you guys, how do you feel like you guys look different, for the Razorbacks coming into this?
Yeah, I think we've improved. I went back and watched that game immediately. I felt really good about it when I walked out of the press room after the game. But when I went back and watched it, I was actually disappointed in our play. I didn't think we played very well. So I think we're better. I hope we're better. We've made improvements on, I thought, both offensively and defensively since then. So, hopefully we can continue to do that, execute better offensively, and then, make less mistakes defensively.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
That's good.